What if I told you? Uh, what if I told you being called a cockroach spark, one of the Indian most talk about youth movements? It sounds unbelievable, right? It sounds like unbelievable, right? But here, but here, but here, what's reportedly happened? Okay. What if I told you that being called a cockroach sparked one of the Indian most talk about youth movements? It sounds unbelievable, right? But here, okay, what if I told you that being called a cockroach sparked one of the most talk about youth movements? It sounds unbelievable, right? But here, the what reportedly heard happened. But here, what reportedly happened. Indian Gen Z cockroaches are one of Indian Gen Z Indian Gen Z cockroaches are on the march. Rise up and the rising up, and the government fighting back. Is a Indian Gen Z cockroaches are on the march, rising up, and the government fighting. Indian Gen Z cockroaches are on the march, rising up, and the government is fighting back. Rising up, rising up, and the government fighting back. Thousands of the outrageous young people are pretending right outside the parliament, protesting. Okay, thousand of the thousand of the outrages, thousand of the outrages, thousand, thousand of the outrages, thousand. Thousand, thousand of the outrages are young people are the protesting right outside at the parliament. Thousand of the outrages young people are the protesting the right outside parliament. Thousand of the outrageous young people are the protesting the right outside the parliament. They said they want to education system the fixed and the prime minister the Modi to resign. They said they want education system fixed. They said the education want they want they said they want they said they want the education system. They said the they want education. Okay. They said they wanted the education system fixed and the Prime Minister Modi to resign after the claiming Indian journalism after the claiming the Indian after the claiming the Indian judges called the parasite after after after claiming an after claiming an Indian judges called okay, after claiming okay guy after after claiming চুদি তোমাকে এদিকে আসো বেশি চুদি হাঙ্কি মাগি full heavy to the suit down. After claiming, after claiming, okay, after claimed an Indian judge is called the parasite. After claiming, after okay, after claim, after claim and after claimed an Indian judge is called them parasite. After claimed an Indian judge is called them a parasite. After claim and Indian judges called them the parasites. So how has a movement that started? Okay. After claimed and Indian judges after claimed and Indian judges called them the parasite. So how after claim and Indian judges call them the parasite. After claim and Indian judges call them a parasite. So how has the so how how has the moment started? Uh, so how has a moment that started? So how so how so how how has a Indian okay how has a moment so how has a moment so how has a how has a Indian how has a moment that started as an online job. So how the moment started as an online joke against disrupting Indian politics. So how how has a moment that started as how has a moment that started as an online joke to gain it a million of the followers and disrupted Indian politics. So how so how has a how has a moment that started as an online joke. So how how has a moment that started as an online joke. Okay. So how has a moment that started as an Indian joke. Okay. Indian key. So how has a moment that started as an online joke. So how has a moment that started as an online joke gained million of followers gained million. So how has a moment that started as an online joke gained million of followers and disrupted Indian politics and disrupted Indian politics and disrupted Indian politics and disrupted Indian politics. And what to do this protest actually want. And disrupted Indian politics and disrupted Indian politics. And how and what do these protests actually want. And what do these protests actually want. How has a breakdown and and what to do and what to do with this and what to do. Batay. İsveç'ten Batay. Agizan hayatın book này and what to do and what to do these protests actually want. and what to do these protests actually want. Here the breakdown. And what to do these protests actually want. Here the pro okay what and what to do these protests actually want. Okay. And what do these And what do these protests actually want? Here the breakdown. That is how it's all started. Okay. Okay, I got you. Okay. And what do these protests actually want? Here the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. Here's the here's the here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. Ah, okay, okay. Here's the breakdown. Break. Okay, here's the breakdown. Okay, here here is the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. This is how all started, and Indian judges compare the country young people. The- here's the breakdown. This is how all the started. This is how the all the started. Okay, this is how. Okay, this is how all the started. This is how it all started. Okay, here's the breakdown. This is how all the started. This is how all started. And Indian judges compare the country young people to the an Indian judges compare the country young people to the cockroaches. An Indian judge compare an Indian judges compare the country young people. An Indian judges compare the young country young. Okay, an Indian, an Indian judge compare the country young people to the okay, an Indian judge compare. Okay, I got you. Okay, an Indian, an Indian, an Indian just compared the country young people to cockroaches. An Indian just compared the country young people to cockroaches. Okay, I got you. But it's when I'm talking to them, that's kind of an Indian judges compared the country young people to cockroaches. The young people The young people didn't just fight back, they embraced their new name. Okay. The young people didn't just fight back. The young people, the young people, the young people didn't just fight back. Fuck you, nigga. The young people, the young, the young people didn't just back কি ভাই simply যেটা চোখে চোখে করতেছে এটা করো না the young the young people didn't just uh, the young people didn't just fight back, they embraced their new name. The the young people the young people the young people didn't just fight back, they embraced their new name. the young people the young people Oh, the young people didn't just fight back. They em- they embraced their new name. Okay, they embraced their new nickname. And online movement started. The online movement started with the AI-generated cockroach as its mascot. On online. Okay, on an online movement started with a AI generated cockroach as its mascot, as its an online an online movement started with the AI generated and an online movement started with the AI generated cockroach as its mascot, and then it went to the viral on mascot, and then it and then and and then it and then it went viral on the social media. The cockroach joined the party on and and then it went viral on social media. Okay, and then it went viral on social media, and then it went viral on social media. The cockroach joined the party Instagram page. Boom! It the cockroach and and then it went viral on social media, and then it went viral on social media. The cockroach Janta Party, the cockroach Janta Party, okay, the cockroach Janta Party, Janta Party, the cockroach, the cockroach Janta Party Instagram page has boomed, attracting 3 million people on. The cockroach Janta Party Instagram page boomed, attracting 3 million followers in the fast 72 year in the fast 72 hour, then overtaking the in the first 72 hour, then overtaking in the first 72 okay in the se- in the in the first in the first in the first 72 hour in the first 72 hour, then overtaking the over okay then overtaking okay then overtaking the prime minister, the party which has 9 million. Okay, then then then overtaking the prime minister, the party, then then overtaking the prime minister party which had 9 million. Okay, then overtaking the prime minister party which had 9 million. থেকে ওরকম করে কথা বলতেছিস কেন ভাই? ফুল ফেমে আসতেছে না কেন? আমাদের তোরা যাইতে হবে না, ফুল ফেম আসছে না, ঠিক আছে? then overtaking then then overtaking the prime minister, the party which had 9 million. And now it's okay, and now they are sitting more than 24. And now they're sitting at more than and now they're sitting and now they are sitting at more than 24 million followers. The CJP leader in the guy, and now they are sitting at more than 24 million follower. The CGP leader, okay, the CGP leader is the guy Abhijit Deep Deepik, Deepcake, Deepke, Deepke. Okay, okay. The CJP other leader in this guy, the CJP leader in this guy, the CGP, the the CGP, CGP, the CGP is okay. The CGP is the CGPS, the CGPS leader, CGP's leader, the CGP, the the the cockroach party Janta, Cockroach Janta Party. The Cockroach Janta Party leader is this guy, Abhijit Dipke. The the Cockroach Janta Party's leader is this guy, Abhijit Dipke. He was walk. He wants to walk on the opposition party. He wants. He wants. He wants. He wants. He wants walking for other opposition. He wants walking for other. Okay. He wants walking. Okay. He wants walking for other opposition party and study the PR in America. Okay. He wants walking okay he wants working for other opposition party and study PR in America, and he now the beginning a thousand of the online follower okay he wants working for okay he wants work it for an opposition party. He wants work it for an opposition party and study PR. He wants worked for an opposition party and started PR in America. He is now bringing and he is and he is now he wants and he is now and he is now bringing thousands of online follower to and now and and now and and now is now and and he is now bringing thousands of and he now and he now the bringing thousands of the online follower to the and he now bringing thousands of online follower to the street for his home country and he is now and he is now and he is now here and he is now okay and he is now bringing thousands of online follower to the street now and he is now and he is now bringing thousands of the online follower to the street for his home country. They want to the they they want to the change in job and education. They want they want they want change. They want they want they want a change in the they want change in job and education. They want change in job and education. They want they want a change in job and education. They want they want okay. they want they want a change in job and education. I am hoping they want They want change. They want change in the job. Okay, they want change in job and education. They want change in job and education. I'm hoping. Okay, I'm hoping to be here as soon as accountability on this. Below the age 20, graduated below at the age of voices. I'm hoping to the I'm hoping to the be. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm hoping to the be here as soon. Okay, as soon. Okay. I'm hoping to be here as long as there are the accountability on this. 40% of Indians graduated. 40% of the graduated below 40%. 40% of Indian graduated below at the age of 29. Okay, 40%. Okay, 40%. Okay, 40%. 40% of Indian has graduated below 40% of Indian graduated below at the age of 25 and are unemployed. 40%. 40%. Hmm, 40%. 40%. 40% of Indian graduated 40% of Indian graduated below at the age of 25 are unemployed. 40% of Indian graduated below the age of 25 are unemployed. The 40% Indian graduated below at the age of 25 are unemployed, and millions of students are forced to resit their exam when a question paper leak. and and uh, and millions of the students are forced to resit. Okay, and million of the student are okay and million and million of the student are and million of students were the forced to the receipt their exam when exam questions were leaked and million of the students were the forced to receipt their exam when question paper were the leaked. And million of the students were the forced to receipt their exam when a question paper were leaked. More than 20 students have died by the suicide since the scandal, according to more than 20 students have died by the okay more than 20 students have died by a suicide since the scandal. More than 20 students have died by the die by the die by okay die by die by died died by more than 20 students have the date more than 20 students have date more than 20 students have date by okay more than 20 students have died by more than 20 students have died by the suicide signs. No, more than 20 students have died by the suicide since the scandal, according to report. More than more than 20 students have died by the suicide since the scandal, according to the report. The the education minister of the sitting his protest right. The education minister is sitting at his position. The education minister is sitting at his positions despite the death of the 20 student. Okay. The education minister is sitting on the education minister is sitting at his position despite the education minister is sitting at his position des, despite the death of the the the the education minister is sitting at his positions despite. Yeah, yeah. the education the the education minister is sitting at his position despite the death of 20 students. His position despite the death of 20 students. I think that is a far bigger legal thing to do. I mean, oh my God. Ugh, I'm gonna find out. That's something that I'll get and I think and I think that is a bigger legal thing to do. And I think okay, we are just sitting here the peacefully we are sitting here the demanding justice for students. We are we are sitting here the peacefully we are sitting here peacefully demanding justice for we are sitting here the peacefully demanding justice for the student. We are just sitting here the peacefully demanding justice for the student. we are we we are just sitting here the peacefully demanding justice for our student. We are just sitting here at peacefully demanding injustice. Okay, we are just we are just we are just sitting here peacefully demanding the justice for a student. We are just sitting here peacefully demanding justice for other student. The government has said it's taking steps to prevent the future Beverly and punish the those responsible. No, no. The government has said it's taking steps to prevent the future of Beverly. And and will be punish those. I think that's the government has said the government the government the government has said it's taking steps to preventing future paper leak. The government has said it's taking steps to preventing the future paper leak, and they say it's taking step. The government, the government, the government take has the government has a said the government has said it's taken okay. The government has said it's taken a step to preventing the future of paper leak. Mm. Okay. The government has said it's taking step to preventing a future paper leak. And the government has said it's taking steps to preventing future paper leak, and will punish those responsible. What the fuck was that? 36 minutes, and will be punish those responsible, and will punish those responsible. Fucking there. Over this weekend, police are the user the violence. and and will the punish those responsible, and will punish those, and will punish those responsible. Over the weekend, the police used evaluation. Okay, and will punish those responsible. Over the weekend, the police used evaluated. Okay, over the weekend, and over the week and over the weekend. Over the weekend, the police used violations included their gas and baton. Bat, baton. Uh, the weekend. Over the weekend, the weekend. Over the weekend, police uses violation. Okay, violence. Over the weekend. Over the weekend, police uses violation included their gas. Okay, over the weekend, the police used violence. Okay, over over the weekend, police used violence included tear gas and a baton to stop the marcher. Over the over the weekend, police use violence, include tear gas and a baton, to the stop marchers who are the now calling the PM to stop to stop the to stop marcher who are the now who are to stop the marcher who are now calling for the PM. Over the weekend, police used violence, include tear gas and baton, to stop the marcher who are the now calling for the PM. To stop the marcher who are the now calling for the PM. To stop marcher who are the now calling the who are now to stop the marcher who are now the calling the for fuck no. As you can see, I'm dark. Everything, everything, yeah, I got over the over the weekend. Police use the violence and include tear gas. Over the weekend, over the weekend, police uses violence, include tear gas and baton to stop marcher who are the now to stop marcher who are now calling the okay who to stop marcher who are now to stop marcher who are now the calling for the PM to stop marcher who are now calling for the PM. Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi to resign. PM Narendra Modi to resign. PM Narendra Modi to resign. The unlawful assembly designation where the high tenant when prominent anti. क्या अर्जेंटीना वर्सेस स्पेन का वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल रिग्ड था, फिक्स था? सो मेसी और अर्जेंटीना टीम की एक क्लिप वायरल हो रही है जस्ट बिफोर द वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल, जहां मेसी और अर्जेंटीना के प्लेयर्स बहुत ज्यादा सैड है, अपसेट है किसी बात को लेके, एंड मेसी प्लेयर्स को बोल रहे हैं चलो जो हो गया जाने दो, लेट्स फोकस ऑन द गेम। सो कॉन्स्पिरेसी थियरीज ऐसी आ रही है कि फीफा ने अर्जेंटीना फेडरेशन को ये प्रेशराइज किया कि अर्जेंटीना को ये फाइनल हारना पड़ेगा, वरना अर्जेंटीना पे 10 साल का बैन लग जाएगा फीफा वर्ल्ड कप में, क्योंकि अर्जेंटीना के प्लेयर्स ने पॉलिटिकल साइंस दिखाए थे आफ्टर द मैच अगेंस्ट इंग्लैंड। तो दोस्तों, अगर तुम इस कॉन्स्पिरेसी थियरी में बिलीव करते हो ना, तो okay to and embrace the conclusions about isn't the politics yet, but it is already begin the scene as a I got you. The CGP was an awful assembly. There was a tension with the high tenant with the prominent anti-government campaign. The hunger started forested the hospital. Both sides did they try to talk. The government said it went well. CGP showed they isn't impressed. The cockroach antibody isn't actually the politics party and the CGP thought though when the the CGP, the cockroach antibody, though and impressed, the cockroach antibody isn't actually politics junta yet, but it is already a CGP to the CG, the cockroach junta party to when the uh, it's kind of difficult, but difficult is the CGP. The CGP to weren't impressed. The Cockroach Janata Party isn't actually the politics party yet, but it is already being seen as the biggest challenge. The Cockroach Janata Party isn't actually a political party yet, but it is. But it's but it is already being but it's already begin okay but it's already begin seen as and one of the biggest challenges facing the Indian government in recent time. Make it more detailed and authentic internet content, engaging with the algorithm. Oh, it is finished. Oh, what? Okay, there was a unlawful assembly. There was an unlawful assembly tension where the high tenant with okay, there was an unlawful assembly tension where the high tenant when the prominent anti-government campaigner. Okay, what the anti-government? Let me just pronounce that word. It's I can't pronounce. No, come on.
Prominent anti-government campaign.
Campaign. Prominent. Prominent. There was a there was an unlawful assembly tension where the high tenant tension where high tension where the high tenant when a prominent anti-government campaign on hunger strike was a force reality. The tension where the high tenant for okay tension where the high tenant when a prominent anti-government government campaigns government campaigns tension where heightened when the tension tension where heightened when the prominent anti-government. Okay, tension where the heightened when the prominent tension where the heightened when the prominence and the prominent anti-government campaigns on the hunger strike was a forcibly forcibly on hunger strike forcibly taken to the house. Both sides did try to meet the staff and the government. Okay, I got you, facing the government or something. Okay,